Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Sunday, June 7th. It's just after 2 p.m. The weather station says it's about 86 degrees. However, with a humidity of 77%, it feels like 95 degrees, and I would have to agree with that. Been out here for a few minutes just getting everything set up. As you saw, just got done smoking hive number 1, and this should be fun because it is hot and humid. So this is just going to be another weekly routine inspection of hive number 1. I'm going to take a quick look into the honey super just to see how the bees are working the frames in there. Might have to manipulate a few things if the center's more capped than last time and the outside frames aren't, but I'll have to take a look first to see how things are looking, and then transition down into the brood chamber, check on the queen, see if she has enough space. Still in a single brood box. It's been that way for the entire season. Just something different I wanted to try this year. And unlike last week, I was not able to find the queen. So if I find her, I'm going to give this one-handed queen catcher a try and mark her with this year's color, which is blue. If you looked at last week's videos, you will see I did have success finding a few queens. And that one-handed queen catcher device or tool, whatever you want to call it, is extremely handy. And I'm not sure why I didn't try marking queens years before. So that's how easy it is. Very easy, very enjoyable. Make very quick work with marking queens, as long as you can find them, of course. And also, like usual, enough of me yapping. Let's get into hive number 1 here. I'm just going to give the smoker a little more air circulation. Actually, I'm going to put the torch to it. We had some rain last night and things are kind of wet out here. The smoker has fuel in it from last week, and I just put some fuel on top, but it's a little wet, so it's giving the smoker some problems. Yeah, I'm already starting to sweat. It's running down my face, so hopefully this is a rather quick inspection. But you never know how things are going to go. Alright. Enough of me talking. Let's see how the bees are doing. Let's see. I think I'm just going to pull a center frame, or the center frame, just to give me an idea how things are going. Yeah, I was talking to another beekeeper, John, over in Craven County, which isn't too far from here, and he said the same thing. His bees were really slow going with capping the honey, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. The frame next to it looks pretty good though. Yeah, it looks a little better up top. I just destroyed some of their work, and that side looks pretty good too. And then instead of pulling another frame, I'll just show you real quick, or try to at least. The frame next to this one looks even better. So I think I'm gonna leave the super on for another few weeks. That was my goal initially. I don't know if I said it in any of the inspection videos, but planned on leaving the supers on until about the end of June or so, give or take. And if I can keep the bees more on the calm side, that's always a good goal too. Alright, that's a little better for now. I feel like I just kind of put a band-aid on the smoker, but I'll definitely have to find some more fuel later on. Alright, here's a good tip. Again, if you didn't see the video from last week, I think it was hive number 5. I found the queen on the inner cover. So, here's a tip to check the bottom side of your queen excluder for the queen, because you never know where she might be. Alright, so I don't see her on there. Let's get to it. It is hot out here. Yeah, they were doing a nice job of storing some food down in the brood box for them. If you saw the opposite side of this frame, looks like it's completely capped. So again, the goal here is to see if the queen has enough room. If I can find the queen, that would be fantastic, because I'm going to try and cage her and mark her. And like usual, just checking for any kind of queen cells, whether that's supracedural, more so towards the top of the frame, or swarm cells, which are typically found along the bottom of the frame. And checking for eggs, larvae, and all the usual things. I would say you don't typically find a queen on the outside frames, but that has happened a few times in the past, so never say never, I guess. It's a nice food store too. Yeah, it's nothing but food on this frame, which is, again, pretty typical for the first few frames. This is number 3 already. Oh, look at that queen cell coming along. I'm gonna grab my flashlight in a second after I get done looking for the queen. Let's see her on that side. Let's see. And I don't see her on that side. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my flashlight. Pretty sure I know the answer due to how mature that queen cell is. Most likely has an egg in it. Sure enough, it has an egg in it. And like I was saying in the intro, or the first slide or frame or two, it's a supracedural cell. So for one reason or the other, they're just not happy with the current queen's performance. And surprisingly, I don't see any eggs on this side of the frame. But given the amount of open cells there, you would think you'd find some eggs. So that's frame 4. Let's look at the next frame. Looking for the queen first. Sometimes, although I say it quite often, I forget to do so and I get caught up looking for eggs in the cells, but it's better to check for the actual queen. So again, with this being the 5th frame right in the middle, let's look for some eggs. And yeah, that's kind of odd. I mean, odd to me at least. You would think you would see some eggs in the open space, but I don't see any. I'll check this frame for eggs as well, just because of the amount of open space there, and also the fact that I have not found any yet, and the brood is a little light for being in the center of the colony now. You would think you'd find more brood. Yeah, I don't see the queen on this frame. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. Oh yeah, we got eggs. Okay. I was going to say, within the last 2 weeks, I tore out a supersedral cell or a queen cell higher up on the frame. And it was a gamble because I didn't find the queen that week either. But we're now on frame 6, I believe. And yeah, there's eggs. There's eggs throughout. Yeah, so we have eggs. So we have a laying queen. Now it's just a matter of finding her. So we have a few more frames to go. This smoker, of course, is going to give me trouble today. Alright, let's keep pushing. This is frame 7. That's better brood. And that's kind of typical as well for the colonies on this side of the bee yard. They catch first light, and usually, most of the time at least, frames, not really 10 because that's an outside frame and usually a food store, but frames 6 through 9 have better brood. And I was just looking at that queen cup. It looks like it might have a larva in it. There's a ton of pupated larvae on this frame. I'd really like to find the queen this week. There's a whole bunch. There's another. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can show that to you. The queen cell on the bottom left. If you look down in there, hopefully I can get the angle just right so you can see it. You should see it should look wet to you. So that definitely has an egg in it, and they're definitely feeding it royal jelly. Let's take a look on this frame. Yeah, there's eggs. Eggs and pupated larvae surrounding the capped brood there, so they have a laying queen. which I figured that out from the previous frame by finding eggs. It's just a matter of finding the queen at this point. Sometimes she really sticks out, and other times she really blends in. Alrighty, holy smokes. Probably more smoke than I needed, but you know, it's fine. Alright, well, another week goes by. Couldn't find the queen. So, what to do, right? Well, the thing is, there's really not much I can do. Yeah, 30 minutes on one hive, that is way too long, but I had to go all the way back through them. So this is what I might end up doing. I might come out here in another day or two. I would do it today, but it is entirely too hot and I have the rest of the hives to go through. So I might come out here during the week. I think I'll probably film it to see if I can find the queen again. Overall, they're looking fine. The queen that they have is continuing to lay in most cells from frames 6 through 9. They have plenty of food stored. However, the concern, and the only reason I'm going to come back out here during the week if the weather cooperates, is because they have multiple wet queen cells. Well, actually queen cells, not queen cups. So in another week, those things should be on the verge of being capped, if not capped, and then the countdown starts to when they hatch out, and that is the trigger for them to swarm or supersede the current queen. So that's why I'm going to come out here during the week and see if I can find the queen. Other than that, everything looks great. If the queen cells weren't there, even if I wasn't able to find the queen because I found enough eggs, I wouldn't come out here during the week. But because of those reasons, I'm going to have to come out here and basically try and find the queen again. Okay, hey, thanks for watching Cole's Farm here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It feels every single degree of 95 degrees out here with the humidity. I am absolutely soaked underneath this this bee jacket. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, Cole's Farm NC for North Carolina. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. By ringing the bell, you'll receive notifications of future videos. And it's the first week of June, like I said. I'm going to leave the supers on until the end of the month. Pull them around the early first few days of July, maybe the July 4th holiday. Extract some honey, bottle it, let it sit for a little bit, and bottle it, and we should have honey to sell by about mid-July. I'll make a post, of course, letting folks know around the Jacksonville, North Carolina area if they're interested in buying some local honey when it's available. Okay, enough of me talking. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Appreciate the support. Please subscribe. Again, ring the bell. You'll receive notifications of future videos. And tune in next week, or later this week, for another look at hive number 1. And there you go. Pretty busy front entrance for just getting done an inspection. This hive catches some afternoon shade, so that's always a good thing as well. You don't necessarily want your hives in full sun all the time, so dappered sun is what they call it, I believe. Partial full sun, partial shade, kind of helps them regulate the temperature of the hive. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Alright, here we go. Here's one of the queen cells. Unfortunately, this is a very busy frame. It's got 2 queen cells actually. So there's one on the opposite side, one on this side, a whole bunch of pupated larvae, which is always good. I just want to make sure the queen's not on here because, again, I'm not trying to move the queen from this colony to another. Alright, let's just set this aside for now. This is an excellent frame also. There she is. Man. Where's she at? There she is right there. Finally. I think she's in there. Let's see. Yes, I got her. Holy smokes. Alright, so now I can move some stuff around. And yeah, that took about 20 minutes between screwing with both colonies. Alright, so let's see. So I have the queen caged, so all these bees, granted this has a whole bunch of eggs, so I'm going to move this down to number 5. And let's see, I have the cage. Alright, let's mark this queen real fast so I can put her back into number 1. Actually, let me get this all boxed up first. So I think I owe them a frame. I brought 2 just in case. So these are the 2 frames I'm going to move into number 1 here. Okay. Alright. Oh, shoot. Let's see. This is the frame. Okay, got a few things going on. So this is the frame with... Here, let me do something real quick. So here's the original frame, number 1 with food. I'm going to put that back into number 1. And this, let's see, I don't think this, yeah, that doesn't have any cells on it. So we're good there. And then this frame, I don't remember where it came from, which one it was anymore. I'm going to put this in the center on hive number 5. This has a queen cell on this side. It has a queen cell on the bottom left there. A whole bunch of drone brood, eggs. So this is a good candidate for the split, just in case they don't accept hive number 5's previous queen. Alright, let's finish up with number 1 here by marking the queen. Look at that. They're in there. I doubt the smoker is still working, but just in case it is, which it isn't, so that's cool. So let me push the plunger up very, very gently. Maybe if I blow on them, they'll get the idea to get lost. Alright, this is awesome. It took me a long time. I went through hive number 1 twice. Earlier today. It took me about 30 minutes and I didn't find the queen at all then. And sometimes you have to put them back together, go back through them, and you get lucky. Alright, here we go. Marking number 1's queen. These worker bees can get out of the way. Alright, there we go. Number 1's queen is marked. A few more dabs. Okay. Done with the paint marker. And I can release the plunger some. Probably works better without gloves, but alright, there we go. Number 1's queen is marked. I'm going to let her crawl around just for a few minutes to dry off. The bees are wondering why she's in there. Yeah, let's release her. And then get hive number 1 put back together. See if we can get some of them out of the way. Alright, let's see. They're crawling in. But we really want her to crawl out. There she goes. And there she is right there. Down into the column. Okay. Doing this without smoke is not fun. As you can see, the bees do not like the camera.